You know, the big question of most of the 1990s and into the 2000s was Teddy Nolan blackballed from coaching the NHL because of the bizarre circumstances involving his firing from Buffalo. Well, neither here nor there. As an Aboriginal person, do I think he was discriminated against as an athlete, as a coach? Of course. Do I think he was blackballed and held out of positions as a head coach in North America and internationally because he was Aboriginal? Well, some people didn't hire him and some people did. So it all depends who's talking in the media and who's making comments or speculating. So today we're not going to speculate as much as other media has. We're going to explain how he got into the head coaching business in the first place. He came out of junior as a very highly regarded two-way skater. He was selected in the 5th round, 78 overall, in the 1978 draft. 6 feet, 185, played center and left wing. Now, his hometown was Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, but he was a full-blooded Ojibwe who lived on his local reservation for quite a number of years in his youth. Now, first came to major prominence with the Kenora Thistles of the Northern Ontario Hockey Association with 46 points in 60 games in 1976. 77 to 78, he played with Sault Ste. Marie. Second season was his best with 44 points in 66 games. Now, his role to the NHL was a long way in coming, almost 4 years. He had went to several Detroit training camps, but couldn't make the big team. Now, he was mired in the minors for a number of years. He played actually his first 6 pro seasons, the majority of the contests, in the AHL and the CHL. Now, his first minor pro team was the Kansas City Red Wings of the CHL. We had 50 points in 73 games in 1979. Now, he graduated to the Adirondack Red Wings of the AHL with 40 points in 75 games in 1980, including 16 goals. Now, 81, a lot of people consider that one of his better years as a pro because he had 22 goals in the regular season and 16 full points in 18 playoff games. 82, after 30 points in 39 games at Adirondack, he finally got the call up to Detroit with 4 goals in 41 games, including 13 assists. Now, 83 and 84, he was in Adirondack yet again. 64 points in 83 with 24 goals. 84, he had 26 points in 31 games. Got called up to Detroit one last time and had 1 goal and 2 assists for 3 points in 19 games. He signed with Buffalo in 85, played with Rochester that season, 62 points in 65 games. In 86 in the Pittsburgh system, he played 18 games with the big club with 2 assists, including 1 goal, and 8 points in 10 games with the Skipjacks in, like I said, that 86 campaign. Now, final NHL total, 6 goals, 16 assists, 22 points in 78 games. Now, coaching career is a very interesting road to the NHL. Now, he was a head coach for the Sioux Greyhounds for a number of seasons, 6 actually, before being promoted to the Hartford Whalers as an assistant coach in 1995. Now he won 2 championships with the Greyhounds and also was a Memorial Cup winner as well. Now, he also won a Calder Cup with Adirondack in 1981, that big side, and again Memorial Cup in 93. Now, his talent on the ice led him to be named Rochester captain from January 85 through the remainder of the 85 season. Now, he was named SSM's assistant coach prior to the 88 season and remained there for the campaign. He was promoted to head coach on November 27th, 88 in the Sioux and remained in that position until June 29th, 1994. Now, here's where it gets bizarre. In 1997, in his second campaign as Buffalo head coach, he won the Jack Adams Trophy as Coach of the Year. He was named Buffalo head coach on July 18, 95, and again remained there until June 30th, 97. Now, when this happened, days after winning the Jack Adams Trophy as the NHL's Coach of the Year, Nolan was fired by the Sabres. The strange turn of events began on June 11, 97, when the Sabres hired Darcy Regier as their new GM. Now, Nolan's contract was due to expire on June 30th, 97, but the Sabres had all been willing to offer a 1-year contract rather than a multi-year deal Nolan was seeking. Nolan rejected the 1-year deal, and Regier fired him as head coach. The decision sent shockwaves through Buffalo as many fans and players rallied to show their support for Nolan. However, superstar goalie Dominik Hasek was not so supportive. In published reports, Hasek, who had a personal feud with his coach, had said he thought Nolan should not return to the team and this played a role in the move to fire Nolan, a decision that was likely made by team president Larry Quinn, who did not want to alienate Hasek. As a result, Nolan became the first Jack Adams winner to lose his job before the following season began. Nolan was also accused of having undermined the authority of former Buffalo GM John Muckler, which prompted Muckler's departure from the squad. Now, Muckler, as you know, was heavy in the Edmonton Oilers system for a number of years in the coach and GM roles. Now, this led to a common perception that Nolan had been blacklisted from coaching by many NHL general managers. Well, listen, I lived through that era and I covered it. If you did a poll of GMs in the NHL, half of them liked Nolan, the other half either didn't know who he was or basically thought he was a shit disturber. Was it because he was First Nation or was it because of his personality? Hard to tell because no offense, it gets kind of fuzzy when it comes to Aboriginal people standing up for themselves, just like a pushy white man or pushy black man. Maybe you're just a pushy person. Like I said, it's all a matter of who's writing the story and who approves what's written. Now, again, he was eventually back to hockey when he was named Moncton's head coach on April 26, 2005. He was also given director of hockey operations. Now, a very intelligent guy off the ice as well. He studied business administration at Lake Superior State University. Now, in the 87 campaign, he also spent most of it traveling through Canada to work with First Nation children. He eventually moved to St. Catharines, Ontario after his departure from Buffalo and devoted himself to First Nation causes for a number of years, including teaching hockey to First Nation children. His work in this area has earned him a National Aboriginal Achievement Award, the Sault Ste. Marie Medal of Merit, and the Order of Ontario. Now, like I said, he spent his childhood at the Garden River First Nation in Ontario. Very interesting area there. A lot of great athletes come from Garden River. Now, a big family. He was one of 12 children, 6 brothers and 5 sisters. He's also the father of major junior player and 2003 NHL draft pick, Brandon Nolan. Now, how he ended out of Detroit was kind of bizarre. Detroit did not offer Nolan a contract after the 84 season, and he became an unrestricted free agent. He signed with Buffalo on March 7, 85, after spending most of the 85 season with the Sabres AHL affiliate in Rochester. Now, injuries were a little bit part of his career that kind of hampered him. He missed part of the 84 season with a knee injury, suffered in October of 83, and missed the remainder of the 86 season with 2 ruptured discs in his lower back, a career-ending injury suffered during Pittsburgh January 25th, 86 game at Calgary. Now, speaking of Calgary, he was a candidate for Calgary's head coaching position in December 2002, but a job instead went to Darryl Sutter. Now, after he left the Wildcats, this is where it got bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. He coached 2 years with the Islanders and had a good winning record the first season, only 3 games under the 7. He was out of hockey as head coach on the North American level for a while. He was doing some international participation. But in 2014, the Sabres brought him back. And in 2015, a full season, he was 23 and 51 and 8. So it took approximately 17 years for Ted Nolan to come back to Buffalo. Why he decided to come back to Buffalo? Was that the only job he felt that was being offered? Why would he come back 6 years after kind of not meeting expectations in New York? He could have went to the Ontario League, Quebec Major Junior, Western Hockey League. Again, that was his personal decision. But you got to look at this for a second, ladies and gentlemen. The Sioux and the Moncton Wildcats in the CHL, Hartford, Buffalo, and the Islanders in the NHL. Again, a very learned guy. But there was talk a few years ago there would be a team Aboriginal for the Olympics in hockey. There was rumors that Nolan was going to be head coach, but that didn't really play out. But maybe down the road there would be, a predominantly Aboriginal pro hockey team that would serve as a international touring squad to play at the Olympics, where you would take Aboriginal players from across Russia, Eastern Europe, North America, Japan, because there are Aboriginal skaters all over the world, First Nations, and Ted Nolan would be a good fit. I've never personally met Ted Nolan, but for the friends and colleagues who have met him, very stand-up guy, again, opinionated, but any head coach is going to be. The head coach is running the show. But I think what happened with Teddy Nolan in Buffalo, Hasek had a lot of pull, and when Hasek left Buffalo, look what happened. He won numerous Stanley Cups with Detroit. And Hasek at the time, no argument here, he was probably the best goalie in the NHL besides Patrick Roy and Martin Brodeur. So you gotta tough decisions, because Buffalo's always made weird decisions. Sometimes for the right and sometimes for the wrong. Look at the Punch Imlach podcast. I've been doing the crazy decisions he made. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's the story of how Ted Nolan went from the Northern Ontario Hockey Association all the way to the upper echelon of the NHL, and became one of the most respected AHL players of all time, one of the most respected Aboriginal skaters of all time. And again, he's won more than he's lost as a head coach, and that shows exactly what's going on. He had 4 consecutive winning seasons in the Sioux, and that's a tough OHL, ladies and gentlemen. So if you like what you're doing here with our podcast, give us a like, comment, or subscribe. And don't forget, as Teddy Nolan might say, keep your stick in the ice.